Unlike most rocks, limestone can be slowly dissolved. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere combines with rainwater to form a weak natural solution called carbonic acid. As the acid-rich rainwaters move through cracks and pores in the rock, the limestone is slowly dissolved away. Given thousands of years, the small cracks called joints can be enlarged to open fissures that usually lead downward to caves. Circular-shaped depressions called sinkholes are another manifestation of the dissolving power of rainwater. Most sinkholes form by the slow dissolution of rock, but some sinkholes form when the underground drainage system removes part of the underlying bedrock support. As the roof above a large cave room slowly collapses upwards, it may breach the surface. The Devil's Sinkhole in Texas is an excellent example. In rare cases, an ancient cave roof collapse forms a deep sinkhole that allows us to view a small segment of the underground drainage. The cave stream emerges as a spring on one side of the sinkhole and then quickly disappears at the other end. In some cases, the carbonic acid-rich groundwater can carve out enough rock to produce large underground caverns. As the water table slowly drops through geologic time, groundwater drains from the caves, filling them with fresh air from newly formed sinkhole entrances. Groundwater rich in dissolved calcium still drips into many caves. Drip by drip, crystals of calcite are deposited to form a vast array of spectacular formations such as stalactites and stalagmites.
There are three main ways that caves can be formed. One form of cave is called a lava flow tube. These are created where the flow of molten lava from a volcano cools solid on the outside, while the hot inner material continues to flow and leaves a space or hollow canal which follows the base of the lava flow. There are none of these in the limestone coast area, but some close by in Western Victoria. These dramatic caves shown are at Bioduck, near Hamilton, and at Mount Eccles. A second type is a sea cave formed in cliffs by wave action, and the animated film shows one in the process of being formed by the surge of waves into soft rock. And a real one in process of being formed at Blackfellas Caves on the southern coast. However, by far the greater number of caves all over the world are dissolved limestone caves. Pure water does not readily dissolve acid when it picks up carbon dioxide from the air and soil. This acid water eats away at limestone and trickles through cracks in the rock, making them wider. Frequently, vertical tubes or pipes result, through which, after heavy rain, both soft rock and sand may wash away. This can make a small cave larger, and the water may form an underground stream in its path to the water table level. Finally, over hundreds or thousands and even millions of years, a cave is formed as we know it today. If the land rises or the water table drops, rainwater may continue to seep through into the dry cavern, carrying lime in solution as calcium bicarbonate. As this water drips from the roof of the cavern, the solution loses some of its carbon dioxide and reverts to limestone, that is, calcium carbonate, whose fine particles slowly collect to form crystalline cave formations called stalactites. If this solution falls from the stalactite to the floor of the cavern, it may form a pinnacle shape which slowly builds upward and is called a stalagmite. Most of the 700 or so record or Tantanula have ancient and beautiful displays of stalactite formations, often richly coloured by iron salt contamination from the Terra Rosa soils above. Some can form into strange exotic shapes, resembling curtains or draped fabric like a shawl. The Tantanula cave is a bit unusual. Because limestone is made up of sea animals and calcareous plant remains, it often has abundant fossils, and at times a limestone layer is entirely composed of fossils of complete marine communities, which can be a whole reef, shoal or shellbank. In other places in the region where the water table was high, the movement of acid water created quite large caverns close to the surface, and in some places the roof fell in, creating sinkholes open to the surface. Or this giant sink called Hell's Hole at Caroline, near Mount Gambier.